All right, week 3. Couple things. First, this is how you find feedback on all of your assignments. So any assignment you turn in, like the main assignments, I will give feedback to you. So you need to look for those. So I'm doing student mode, like I'm a student. And so over here in grades, right, I see that there's a 1, meaning something's been graded. So I can go to it and I scroll down to find what's been graded. And this is the assignment, right? The research argument essay proposal. So I click on the assignment. Okay, so now this is where the feedback is, but it's never not very easy to see, I suppose. So instead, you'll have to see here in the corner where the grade is, there is the show rubric. Tiny little thing, you click on show rubric and it will show you the rubric for the assignment, right? And then, so there's a score, one of the 4 scores, and then there are comments underneath that I make. And the point of the comments, the point of the feedback is, since this course like builds up to writing, does complete pieces of the research essay as we go along. My comments are about the assignment that you did, but also I'm looking to try to help you as you go forward. So for example, like if I think your topic is too narrow or it's too broad, I'll make some sort of suggestions. But so you want to scroll down, take a look at all the comments that I make. Again, usually if you've done it well, there's no comments. So I make comments if it's missing something or not clear or whichever. So that's what I've been doing mostly. That's sort of most of my feedback, or trying to just personalize it that way. So the other thing to do would be, well, this one you can see is pretty easy. This is a sort of a general comment, right? This one over here that I put at the very bottom of the rubric, and this is where it shows up. So it's just sort of, if I have a general comment I want to make, I'll put that there. I haven't been doing this much recently, but when I do have done it on a few people. So then you have to click view feedback. It will show you the document that you uploaded, right? Your assignment. And then it will show you if I have made any comments, right? So I'm pretending that I already did this, even though I didn't. So in theory, you will scroll down and you will see that if I've highlighted something and what comments I said about that. So you want to make sure you look there also. So basically, you get to this world, you do the show rubric, you do the feedback, view feedback, and then you just sort of read that thing. Again, so the feedback's not just to be like, here's how you did on that assignment, like a regular, assignment thing. It's trying to be like, here's how you did, but also as you go forward, think about this. So that's sort of the purpose of it. So that's how you find it, how you find the feedback. Let me close that thing. Next. So week 3 basically has EDAP. If you're having problems, like meaning I've had people come across questions that don't actually have the right answers. So just email me, tell me, give me as much information as you can. What I do, there is no way for instructors to get into EDAPT, apparently. So I just do the module until I come up to the question. Then I do a screenshot and I send it to the people above. And in theory, they're going to have things fixed. So if you have trouble with it, definitely just let me know. Give me as much information as you can, and they will hopefully do something. So you have your EDAP, then you have the writing workshop. So that's the discussion board. So this is the sort of suggested schedule here, right? So by last night, in theory, but by Wednesday night, probably it's always the earlier the better. You're posting what you wrote for last assignment, for last week 2's argument research essay proposal, right? So you're going to post that. You're going to find one of your classmates' essays, and then you're going to complete a peer review sheet on that. Then you're also going to bond to a peer, one person. So let me look at the discussion. So here we are, week 3 discussion. You can get, in theory, you can get the peer review sheet here. If you have trouble with that, I've put a link in my initial post right here. It'll show it to you, and then you can download it. And this is, it looks like you want to make sure you read that, but then don't, stop. You look, and here's what you're doing. So it's basically, it tells you where to look at specifically and make comments. So the whole game, right, for peer review is that you're trying to help the person improve their essay, right? So it doesn't help people much if you're like, I don't know, seem like you did a good job. Like, I don't know, seem like you try to make a suggestion in each of the boxes, right? Make at least one suggestion of what they could do to either be clearer or, I don't know, make a stronger argument, and even if you want to make a suggestion like, oh, you should, find a research that focuses on this idea because that'll help you or whatever. But that's the whole point, right? Is to help. So you download a version of this, and then you download one of the essays from somebody who hasn't had their essay done yet. So when you have finished it, right, so you can tell, right? So here's Jody posted hers, then Kara did the peer review, and then posted it right under Jody. So you can reply directly to the person, right? So you download it, do the peer review, and then upload it to there specifically. And that's just, then people will be, so then you'll have that feedback also. And so you'll have that feedback, you'll have feedback from me from the homework assignment from last week. I still have one class, I think. So anyway, everybody will have feedback by tomorrow from me. So you'll have those two things, right? And that's where we're headed this week. Okay, everybody looks pretty good as far as turning the finger. So, and then you make one more post where you reply to somebody for the last, by Sunday night or whatever. So you talk about the peer review somebody gave you, or you could ask a question. Like if you're looking at somebody's review and you're not sure what they mean, right? You can ask them to explain what they mean. It's good. Okay, got it. Perfect. And the only other thing, I'm not good. I was going to sort of go over the comments that I'm making, but I'd rather just have people see the comments, right, on your own particular essay, and then go from there. So you want to put a lot of effort into the peer review. Since they restructured the course, right, they sort of, have weighted the peer review more than it used to be weighted, so it matters more. All that means is you just want to give full, complete answers. Oh, if you can, a good thing to do always is to quote from the person's writing. So if you're going to make a point about something that they might want to fix or whatever, quoting from their actual writing is actually the best thing to do. So that's part of my peer review advice, is that you make a suggestion, at least one suggestion per box, and then you also, I can't edit this, and then quoting from there. I need just a little notepad, please. Are there any other questions from the live studio audience, as we call them? Good deal. I hope that helps. Yeah, it's not too bad. As far as workload goes. So right now, what's my other one? At least one time, I would say. If you can quote, so you don't have to do it for every single aspect, because would be very hard to do. But just pick one of them, right? And then use a quote from their own writing to help you make a suggestion. That would be one way. Or else you can also quote, just to find, what is their thesis, right? If you want to be so this is what I think your thesis is, or whatever, or your stance, or whatever, right? This will make more sense probably for more finished writing, So this is the first time they're having people do peer review on these, like on the proposal and things like that. So my my advice for peer review is always, I mean, it's usually directed at people reading complete drafts. So we'll have to see if that work.